game ahead because they certainly got choked out in game one. They're going to hope they can make it look a little bit better here in the second. And Echo Fox saying a Lee Sin ban is how it's going to happen. Try to remove some of Chaser's playmakers, and maybe we can take them over a little bit easier.
All right. Rengar going to answer very quickly here. Common red side ban should follow. Varus targeting for LoD here. Actually going to take away that one. The sides will be swapped as well, though. So Varus can do a similar thing around the Baron pit for the other side, but really the early game, gotta check off the Dragon control first.
And Arise the final ban. So basically, Echo Fox coming in and just banning 3 champions that Team Dignitas played in the first one. I actually think it's a great idea. You force them off to something maybe a little bit less comfortable, and of course your bans are freed up.
The luxuries of blue side at the moment.
Sure.
You get to go with those target bans rather than the 3 power picks at the moment. Meanwhile, power pick number 4 falls right into the hands of Acadian. Here we go. We talked about setting him up maybe with a different jungler. Kha'Zix's unrivaled dueling power. Can fight every single champion 1v1 if you find the enemy jungler. Literally, maybe the only thing you have to worry about is face checking into a brush where the enemy is already set up trap for you.
Yep.
But yeah, isolated versus him, gonna be a bad day. We'll see what Chaser can do this time around now that he'll have to be sort of the beta jungler.
Right, yeah. And even though normally Rek'Sai is the queen of the Xerxai, still has to respect the fact that Rek'Sai can do a bunch of insane things. So we'll see what happens there. Misfortune, the counter pick into Zyra. Very quick pick phase here for Echo Fox. Also the Ashe being grabbed in, and that means we can have mirrored roles if Team Dignitas grabs a marksman in the bot lane.
Exactly. That was, one of the things that kind of we were thinking about. Oh yeah, Ashe Varus should always be traded. Since Varus is banned out, you would think that maybe Team Dignitas would go with an early AD carry pick and grab the Ashe for themselves, rather than answering a jungler that's already been picked by Echo Fox. They're not going to pick up the Rek'Sai, so maybe a bit of a slip up there, or maybe Team Dignitas really want to show a new AD carry here, because I'm expecting 2 more AD carry bans from Echo Fox in this next ban phase to push them past the Jhin and down into the Caitlyn Ezreal range. Meanwhile, though, they opt to go full on top side here. We're going to take away the Maokai, grab that for Someday, and start banning out top laners for Someday to set up to carry us to victory again.
Yeah, and what I'm interested in is what the second ban is going to be. Do they even care about the Nautilus since Someday won the matchup so hard last time? Do you just let them play it and win the lane again? Or do you actually ban it away and try to push them even farther down, hope the matchup gets even easier? Yeah, Jace the ban. Go ahead and play Nautilus. Worked so well last time. Do it, Echo Fox. I dare you.
Yeah, he was there. That was without, any sort of
any help
jungle intervention at all. Just purely isolated. Someday greater than Looper. Not really a surprise.
To nobody.
Everybody expected that, but we got to see it in action. And if we don't push it actually down through, I was expecting Jhin and Ezreal, but I guess they don't really care between the Ezreal, Caitlyn, Twitch.
Yeah, there's so much there.
That type of stuff. So, LoD, we'll see what he does go with, because as we said before, AD carry was one of the ones I thought was a bit thinner and can be punished more heavily. We'll see if Keith, having Ashe in his hands, is going to be able to land an arrow onto the slippery Ezreal jumping around. Since, as we thought, didn't end up in the ban phase, that will be LoD's pick.
That will be the pick. They instead sent a mid lane ban in towards Keen, getting rid of the Syndra. And we'll see now what Froggen wants to play. His champion, as well as Looper's champion, must be picked in this phase. Get to see now what their solo laners are. They know they're up against Maokai. They don't know what Keen's playing in the mid lane. 5 seconds to go till the first one comes through. It'll actually be the blind pick TF. They're sure about that one. They want more time to decide what comes into the top lane now.
All right, some playmaking here. It's really hard to not be
Whoa! Swain was locked in here. That is a surprise. Swain, kind of picking a Maokai.
So we have Twisted Fate with Ashe Arrows, a high damage jungler, and a Swain top lane. So much power here as far as the level 6s go for Team Echo Fox. They really can create a lot more plays. I mean, these are types of champions where you have to be proactive.
Yeah, you have to.
We'll take a look at it, because if you are not, and you don't create action with your Ashe Arrows and get these early game Twisted Fate ultimates to find success, you will lose late game. It is very, very simple for this Maokai frontline, Cassiopeia backline, type of team comp here from Team Dignitas to just smash you in a late game team fight. So Echo Fox, they put themselves on a timer here, and we're gonna see if they can actually find success here. Keith and Froggen, the ones with the tools to create openings for Acadian this time around. We'll see if they can collaborate really well.
We'll see if they can do it. Keith, unfortunately, was not able to land many important arrows in the previous one, but they entrust him with the Ashe one more time. This time, Froggen cannot sit in lane and farm. He's got to get out around the map. You don't pick this champion unless you plan to get out there and turn a matchup around. So eyes definitely on Froggen, eyes definitely on Acadian. They picked for him the highest profile jungler available. They really thought he could get ahead of Chaser. He did out-farm the first game. We'll see if he can do more in the second.
And Looper on Swain. Let's see what he can do, because Swain, yeah, you know, Quas got rank 1 with him in North America, and we've seen a lot about the lane bullying, but very vulnerable to ganks. And Twisted Fate can punish him. Ashe can even, if you do want to fire arrows cross map, but we'll see if he's able to survive the early pressure.
Sure, absolutely. We'll see what Looper can do on this Swain top side. Birds versus trees. We'll see how well that perch works for him someday in the top lane. Still on Maokai, still in the tank. Game 2 underway here. Echo Fox taking on Team Dignitas, hoping finally to get a match win, Echo Fox.
All right. Keep a look at the early lane phase as well for mid lane, because Cassiopeia can get to be a very big problem fairly quickly if Twisted Fate is not able to, you know, create side lane pressure with the first ultimate.
Let's see. Early defensive trinket ward for Keen near the mid lane. Watches one of the primary invade paths.
All right.
Gate hoping he would spot Special on the front side. Didn't do so.
Want to push him out of the brush. Deny Special moving up into the lane to create seeds further in the lane.
Yeah. Of course, Keith is on a ward and doesn't know it. They'd have no way of knowing this is trinket warded, I'm pretty sure, as long as they were there fast enough. And a quick dance party from Laud. Special hoping to get seeds in the right place. We can queue them and summon it.
Problem is, if you go to try and get Spell Thief's money off of him, Misfortune, very long range, has already started Make It Rain.
There we go. 24 gold picked up for Gate.
One of the benefits here of Misfortune.
Smashing this
one
landing
of the
phase.
extra reasons picked into Zyra. Great range, good harass here.
Yep.
Cash is in. The other thing you always want to mention there when comboed with Ashe is, you know, the basically pincer movement with your 2 zoning harassment moves. Your volley from the Ashe in the top quadrant here of the lane, whereas Misfortune, full bush control, gets to Make It Rain, and you can kind of zone off the other squad here with the giant circle and then the cone of the volley. Makes it difficult, but a lot is on Ezreal, so can try and CS with Mystic Shots and scramble here, whereas Echo Fox get to push for level 2.
Yeah, and crucially, no good seed spawns early for Team Dignitas. So Q is on cooldown, the seeds got stepped on. Yeah, you can see how far back they have to play, and this should be controlled. This is what the lane's supposed to look like. This is supposed to be a winning lane here for Echo Fox. They picked higher profile champions in both roles down here. Keith and Gate should be winning this lane, and it might be, as an extension, the lane that Froggen and Acadian try to gank as well, and it could be the source of power. This is probably the microcosm of this game. If Echo Fox can win bot lane hard enough, this is how they win the game. Maybe.
Yep. Meanwhile, that top lane, you know, Looper on the swing, going for the early harass, does have that range advantage, and someday just trying to CS as well as get off his auto attack heals whenever Looper does give him room to move up to the minion line. Acadian jumped over here with the blast cone, but Chaser already burns his flash to trade with Froggen for double summoners there.
Wow.
Wasn't quite on camera, but Froggen pops both summoners to escape that unburrow.
A lot of pain right there. Gate chunked out as well, but look at the damage they got on Special. It's a pretty severe trade of blows. Health bar is getting pretty low on both sides.
Yeah, love tap there from Gate, able to take out the plant right quickly afterwards though. Get them some area to work with back here. Seeds are lining up for Special though. Gets a good amount of harassment onto Keith. And Laud with a significant health advantage at the moment.
Level 3 comes in. Doesn't mean a whole lot for Misfortune. Just the E harass does maybe 70 damage or so and takes more back from the plants. Gotta say, Special got the better end of that one.
I'm really curious to see if we do see another visit around mid. no Summoner Spell, Twisted Fate. And attacking Twisted Fate before he even gets to the level 6 can really put him behind. Meanwhile, though, this Swain is bullying off the Maokai as expected. But the thing is, he's not CSing well while he's pushing. Looper's using so much of his concentration to harass Someday and force him off. Someday's only goal at the moment is landing last hits and keeping his health at a level where he's not a good dive target, which he's doing. And for him to have the wave with extra minions right there for him to get, plus being up technically 1 CS, is a very good sign for this squad. That being said, he's running low on the sustain, running out of the charges, and Looper still has extra potions. So we'll see if he has to burn his teleport early on to get back to lane.
Somebody's got enough gold. He's at 850 right now, so double Doran's Ring not going to be a problem for him to pick up. It's all he needs.
Plus, the minion wave is not actually under the turret. It's right in front of it, so he doesn't lose minions here and can get right back. Even CS, no big issue. Really, the next biggest thing that Someday's going to have to worry about is, again, the Twisted Fate ultimate from Froggen. He's about to hit level 6, so you don't want to let your health pool get whittled down to where you are that dive target, because a gold card plus a Kha'Zix damage would be a successful dive, even on a Maokai. You know, this early on in the game, they're not that tanky.
Oof. Look how much respect Froggen has to give to Keen. Tries to juke the Q, still can't. Takes another one to the face and not even attacking him.
Yeah, no summoner spells means if there's a Rek'Sai flashing from any angle here, Froggen is in big trouble. Now, he can't flash because Rek'Sai used his flash to get those summoner spells, but you get the idea. He's giving the respect to Chaser.
Ooh, and they know. They had the ping right there on Acadian. He walked. Again, you can see that Tremor Sense knows that Kha'Zix went back down south through the Raptor camp, and they still pinged that he might be there. They'll respect this for now, but in fact, Acadian's just going to go ahead and farm. The left side of the map, look for the Krug, look for the Gromp rather. Actually looping all the way back around. TP mirrored, you got a
lot of time here from Chaser.
Yeah.
But remember his counter gank last game, it really worked out, and he's baiting it this time.
Looking for the play on the top side, Keen pops the Oh, he can't do the damage, whoa! Acadian securing first blood for Froggen. Chaser spent so much time and it didn't matter.
So Keen, he's got his jungler on the bottom side, right? You hug the bottom side. You're sitting there trying to bait this gold card. He wanted to go for the first blood kill, sacrifice his life, flashes into Froggen. Meanwhile, top Someday now, getting chunked out. Looper is still abusing him. Luckily for Someday, he is going to be able to get away before Twisted Fate gets back into ultimate range. Oh, actually, Acadian might just take it himself. Someday's got flash, but that's about it.
His ult's down for 30 seconds.
Chaser
doesn't have damage
is
reduction.
on the way.
Doesn't matter. Looks like, yes, lets him know he's around as well, and that dive doesn't come through to anything.
Yeah, I don't know, though. Keen, it felt like they were on the same page. I was like, okay, he's going to just bait him back into this Rek'Sai, but he could cleanse flash over to Chaser. He wants to get that first kill. He's thinking, you know what? The first blood extra money is worth it, even if I trade my life. Gate!
Oh, he's going to die for this, maybe? Nope, somebody who's going to come through, save his life, but that's 2 summoners down. Yeah, Keen flashed late to dodge Acadian. The leap and Q damage both landed, so if he dodged the Rek'Sai, he probably gets the 1v1, or dodged the Kha'Zix, sorry.
Yeah, you get that 1-4-1, and you get the first blood bonus, but your kill is gonna go over, and it's gonna be assisted. Yeah. So the same amount of gold exchanges hands, it's just that maybe you have a little bit more concentrated, whereas high percentage play, that's what I'm looking for. Consistency, remember we mentioned consistency for the rest of the team. You know, you want to rely on Someday and then have Keen and the rest of the guys be consistent, but doesn't go down to his jungler. And in the end, they don't even get the 1-for-1. So good things for Echo Fox.
Good things indeed. 1,000 gold lead. The first blood's only 600, so they are out farming. The bot lane only equal. Keith and Gate sadly not getting what they would hope they could get out of the landing phase, but Looper is starting to make some inroads. He denied a couple waves from Someday when he forced him to back earlier. Chaser's aggressive ward is not going to last too long.
Yeah. Good ward there from Gate. Safest ward from the deep part of Krug, so you can get it right into the brush there. Is able to get that, and Chaser seeing the movement backs off, so Echo Fox defend their territory, and they hold on to this gold lead. Now remember, this comp does have a timer on it, so yes, Echo Fox, it's going how they want it to. They've got that early lead. First blood went to Acadian, so he's back on his first blood stats, and he is on Kha'Zix, who can snowball, but They have to keep up the tempo. And that comes from Twisted Fate Ultimate and Ash Arrows.
See if they can find those plays right now. 1,400 the gold lead for Echo Fox, and their fans and a lot of the world is waiting to find these aggressive plays out of this squad. The individual players are there. There's so many that you know to be good. Acadian off the blocks, incredibly fast. Looper, former world champion. Froggen still has a big fan base. You know he used to be one of the very best. The question is he wasting his talents in Echo Fox, or is at this point he has been, and hoping that he can be the leader. Rick Fox, one of the team, calls him the Michael Jordan of the team. Says this is going to be a star. This is the guy that we need to watch for, and he's been set to be ahead. Froggen can impact this game with the champion, and Echo Fox already losing their early matches. Needs wins coming from somewhere.
Dignitas have got a good, shot caller though, right? They're keeping track of this Twisted Fate. Chaser has spent so much of his time around mid lane, not only ganking, but just keeping track of Froggen's movements, so that anytime Froggen, even hovers to one side of the map, he's there, tremor sense, and he's not going to get any ultimate off. Meanwhile, if your jungler's showing mid, that frees up Acadian. So much is now transferred over to Acadian. First blood, plus Chaser's showing in mid lane. Acadian is the guy really set up here, and he's been spotted by this ward, get a little counter jungling done, but that might be about it. Someday here, does that flash under the turret, see if they pull it off.
Knows to be defensive enough not to get poked by a Looper. He'll wait for the wave to push in. And here comes two more of Team Dignitas taking the defensive road to make sure the top lane dive doesn't happen. I guess they misheard impact. It's top dive this time, and nothing at all, actually.
Yeah. Meanwhile, though, Looper is doing a good job harassing this harassing this Maokai under the turret with the Swain. He gets in there. You want to throw your combo and then back out of turret range so you don't take shots. Or you can even take a shot or two and then heal right back up by pushing the wave with your ultimate. Regardless, though, that CS lead is expanding for Looper.
Massively.
It's expected in his advantage in this matchup, and his advantage in the Twisted Fate on his team, plus Kha'Zix's First Blood jungle, but it's not resulting in deaths for Someday. It's not resulting in, first turret quite yet. They are whittling it down.
Yeah, and that's the difference between pro play and your general solo queue online game. Most top laners would just probably start dying to the Frog and Looper ganks going, where's my jungler? And Someday knows to sacrifice the CS to play it safely until they can get the pressure back on the map somewhere else. Dignitas finally pushing out the bot lane for one of the first times all game, and maybe can start getting some pressure off Someday and allow him some farm later on. Yeah. Can't stop the recall.
We keep on mentioning this Ash Arrow and Twisted Fate Ultimate, and we're really building this up, but
0 have landed.
We haven't seen them land quite yet, and they're definitely going to want to use this Drake as some bait, something to be the catalyst to get someone in position where you can really capitalize off those pick abilities. The pick is where this team really shines. Acadian actually just trying to solo it here, and he might just get chased out.
Oh, Chaser, yep, gonna push him right back out, and the health bar is low enough to say, you won't flash for this.
I mean, why are they going for Dragon when Keith just recalled? I guess they can try and go for the smite fight.
Looking for the smite fight, flash in, that's gonna be picked up by the red team. Chaser grabs it with a clean smite, and Acadian now suddenly flashless, waiting for his ulti, finally gets it back up, and jumps right back over the wall, but still, clean Drake for Dignitas.
Okay, so Echo Fox, you can try and get something out of this, maybe some top damage. Let me check in on this turret, because that would really be the only gain. It actually hasn't taken much damage up there. Looper's not even going to get first turret out of that. So literally, Echo Fox just started up Dragon when Keith recalls on the Ashe, and that's half of the utility of the team. Right. Ash Arrow. They don't have Ash Arrow, so Acadian has to jump out, and he's not able to land the smite fight with Chaser, so Team Dignitas secure this down in gold, probably down in utility for the bottom lane. Let's see if they can make this dive happen bottom and get the first turret gold somewhere.
2v3, Lodge just clears the wave by himself. His special tries to be a bit defensive, and they're okay on this. Let's see what else they can get on this.
Gonna back
Echo
off.
Fox. Yeah. Well, it's still worth putting out. Echo Fox are growing their gold lead, though. Again, the top lane farm is really good. TF passive cheats a bit, but they are farming. Just waiting for those ultis to mean something right now, other than the top lane slow churn.
Yeah, they do have two. Oh, there's an ult that lands.
And they're going to land the rest of them. Here comes Frog in, flashing away from the CC. One more attack will do it, and finally, the kill comes through. Turret's going to be next, and Lod's got nowhere to go. The trigger gets pulled. Echo Fox 2 for 0.
Great shot there. Yeah, they did take a while to do it, but they clean up very big. Double kill on the bottom side. First turret goal into their pockets. Now that goal lead is exploding, and now that pick comp can really start to gain some more area. Keith, he lands his arrow. There you go. Freaking Froggen capitalizes with the Twisted Fate ultimate as well. Very nicely done there for those guys. They really need that to keep this snowball moving. Now it's growing very big. We'll see if they can actually chain the other turrets, because here, the way you keep up tempo with one of these types of comps is you need to move your AD carry and support now. You've taken that bottom turret, you roll with this pressure. The minions are still pushing bottom, so you need to collect the other outer turrets. That way you open up more of the map for Twisted Fate and Ash Arrows to pick people off in other areas.
Absolutely. We'll see how much more Echo Fox can do, because the pressure is on to show the world what they're made of and what they can do. They've got the lead. They've got everything they need to break this game open, to speed run against Team Dignitas, who got the 30-minute win in Game 1. Top lane true 2, a formality at this point. Solid rotation, right place to be, and of course no chance to defend as Lod slowly pushes down the bottom lane. Mid lane out of the next one up. Question is how long Keen can hold that one alive. As Chaser knows no one's on bot side, so it's safe to get the wards down to try to control the southern jungle, as Dignitas actually might push for bot lane out of themselves.
Oh, they definitely are looking to make a play on this side of the map. 3 members overloading this area. Swain is a little bit difficult now that he's level 11 and got the level 2 ult, so the extra healing coming in there for Looper if he does find himself alone, and he has flash to try and reposition and outplay. But even that being said, you could snare him with Zyra and keep him at range. It looks like it might actually result in Acadian getting fixed.
Come in, nice aim by a lot. It's Acadian even after the leap, but it's a flash for he pressed R, kind of a bad cooldown trade to be honest. Team Dignitas able to get scuttled, and they didn't pull the trigger for the bot lane outer turret either, so not that much gained except for those southern wards.
Some look at what will Team Dignitas do when they are behind. You know, they're faced with a little bit of losing lane, a little bit of CS given up here, and some snowballing from the jungler. Becomes a bit more scary to CS on the bottom side of the map. Looper is down here by himself though, and everyone else from the team is showing mid. That's why Laud full confidence to CS here against Looper. The rest of the utility is on the other side of the map. Froggen was top, by the way. This is not true global from Twisted Fate anymore.
Only can show up to mid now.
Can only pretty much go half of the map, so now that he's gone into the fog of war, you really have to respect a lot more.
Let's see how much respect they deserve right now. 5.7 thousand the lead. Mid lane outer taking some damage, but not enough to kill.
It's a good focus, though, on their win conditions here from Echo Fox. Talked about snowballing all the outer turrets. They took top. Now they rotate down to middle to really open up the map. Some extra vision in this jungle is going to help out a lot because Someday isn't starting with the team. Yeah. So if he has to teleport, it's a long channel, and you can try and pick someone off with the Ash Arrow and kill them before the channel from Someday does complete. After that, though, you still have to respect the 5-on-5 squad from Team Dignitas. If you don't respect it, and if you have too much confidence in your lead, then it's pretty quick for this game to flop back over.
Yeah, the damage output can definitely be there. All of Team Dignitas can be a threat. I do like the rotation we just saw from Echo Fox. They shoved in the mid lane, then they tried to join Looper in the bot side to get half that turret down. Maybe there's a chance for Froggen to actually initiate a dive on this TF, but he's gone for Lichbane, not the Zonia's. A bit harder to execute those turret dives. But you're seeing Echo Fox actually signs of life. They're actually playing pretty actively on the map, looking constantly for openings.
And they're just pulling Team Dignitas apart. They continue to send the Swain up to the top side. He's going to try and split push up there. The Drake is coming up. So right now, Echo Fox, they want to buy Looper time enough for him to push 2 more waves. If they can buy 1 minute for him to push up top a little bit more, they can actually just make Someday come answer. And then they do have the opportunity to use these pink wards to, again, Ash arrows through these small jungle corridors. You know, try and get somebody isolated here so that Kha'Zix can just annihilate them before the team fight starts.
Team's got cleanse. They don't have to go for that, but they can let Looper walk down. Someday has to control the wave up top lane. Looper can walk and then force TP disadvantage by even looking at the Drake and use that for even more of the map. Looper's now made it to mid. Somebody either has to walk right away or give up the control over topside. He's going to keep pushing for this turret. And that means Echo Fox can force something to teleport or force Team Dignitas to give up this Drake.
Bottom wave is pushing into the turret at the same time. Team Dignitas, they don't have any forward wards, so it's hard to commit, and they're just going for the steal. This is another Mountain Drake, so they already feel like there's enough map pressure from Echo Fox. You know, rushing into a fight like that with no vision advantage, very scary, and you're just going to give over kills as well. Someday, farming up on the top side, they need him to get to that 2-item point, because right now he only has magic resistance, no armor to speak of, and Acadian on the Kha'Zix, in addition to the double AD carries from the bottom side, would be able to actually take down that front line.
Yeah. High damage teams here. Looper missing one minion under the turret, but otherwise collects it up in time. Really didn't lose anything for his trip to the bot lane, then back up to the top side. Someday, obviously not the fastest pusher. Looks at the arrow, can't land onto Special, and
Froggen props the ultimate, you know, to try and capitalize. A little bit preemptive, but he's going to go bottom instead. Yeah, Ezreal can jump over walls. That wasn't what they were looking for. He was trying to use it to capitalize on the arrow. So the one bottom was just to get over there and get split quicker, because he's gone for the second item, Lichbane.
They've got Acadian. Actually, knockup cancels Leap as well. Nowhere to go. Good pickup there. Someday playing it right, burns Flash, but it's worth it. Finally, a kill on the board for Team Dignitas.
Yeah, Team Dignitas get handed some extra money right here. Definitely needed it, because Froggen, as we said, he went for that early Lichbane. He's going to try and continue to split push and get more tower damage here so they can really inflate this gold lead and continue to split Team Dignitas down. Acadian though, a little bit over-aggressive, jumps in a little bit blind, not complete vision there, does get punished, and as you said, you know, this team does have to worry about the mid game, because even though Echo Fox have this really good lead, timer on this comp.
And it will be careful. The timer is ticking down, but Echo Fox still have the tools to make this go the rest of the way. 5,000 still the lead. Still looking for that third turret to take down. Bot lane tier 2 a bit injured, mid lane outer a bit low.
Again, putting Looper down there on the side lane. Froggen is up top with the Twisted Fate. He's hovering on the Baron side, by the way, because of the half-global nature of Twisted Fate's ultimate, so that they can really use this 1-3-1 to get all of the vision around Baron. And the more area that they force Team Dignitas to check, the more opportunities that they have for Keys to throw out those arrows. Even though he missed that one on Zyra, they just need to find him more chances, because eventually you land one.
Yep. You miss 100% of the opportunities you don't take, and Keith, with the cooldown build, has a lot of opportunities. One of them did turn into the bot lane double kill in the turret. Acadian going to be rooted up, and walking through some fog of war, gets into a little bit of danger, but he makes it out just fine. Trying still as Echo Fox to take over the northern jungle. A couple of trinket wards on the east side, and maybe they can push this a little bit farther. Team Dignitas, of course, having to play the waiting game. They don't have those same tools right now. They've got to withstand the early deficit. Arrow's going to land on Akeen, forcing the cleanse. Best he could have hoped for. Damage in a chaser, and look at this turret, still losing HP.
Yep, really good harassment under turret, and you have to keep in mind the tools that Fox still have. They've got this Misfortune ultimate to harass under this very low turret as well. And Acadian, with the W evolution now on Kha'Zix, adds even more poke under the turret. Froggen goes very close to Lod.
And flash for flash, not a terrible thing. And of course, you know that Froggen's going to be a faster cooldown thanks to Boots of Lucidity. That Lod stealing the big Krug was nice, but straight up flashes. Froggen playing it appropriately aggressive. Mid lane control once again the target, but now it's a flashless Frog, and he's going to go for Lod right away. Ulti the Q! Not enough to get the kill. And now his own ulti to see how safe he is. He's got to be afraid of what Chaser does. He doesn't walk into Someday. They all stop it, and he goes back to the mid lane. And that's 3 top, so this could be enough time to take this turret down. If they can zone off Keen. Ash arrows up in 15. Keen wave clearing and not being threatened. Gate.
There it is. Zoning off the back.
Special pretty low. Keen down to half, and it's enough to knock the turret down. So Echo Fox finally, after 20 minutes of hard work, start to break the turret line down again. Looper got some alone time in the bot lane. Echo Fox would push them off the mid lane out of turret, and suddenly 4 turrets to 0, 7,000 gold up. Echo Fox with a good mid game for once.
Yeah, much cleaner gameplay in this time around from Echo Fox. And this is definitely going to add to those early gold numbers. We'll see though. You do expect it with this comp. And Team Dignitas is kind of like this wounded animal right now. Yes, they are behind and they're kind of caged up on their side of the map. But if you give any amount of gold over to that squad, you have to respect the 5-on-5. So Echo Fox are doing a good job sticking to the more cautious play, and it's taking them a little bit longer to take out these turrets, but they do eventually get that mid turret, they get the bottom secondary. Really though, it's gonna have to result in a Baron at some point for the extra pushing power. You push in, once you get rid of all these turrets up to the inhibitor turrets, you cannot really push too heavily further in unless you're at a giant gold lead. So it really is supposed to result in more pressure around this vision control of Baron, where they can then again go for the Ash Arrows and Twisted Fate capitalization.
And Echo Fox are itemized for it. You look at the inventory, lots of these red control wards bought up, ready to be used as they try to stifle this vision to find those picks.
Mountain Drake is actually really good for Echo Fox. Yeah. 2 of them means that when they do get that vision around Baron, they can take it out very quickly. No cleanse means he has to flash it. Now Keen, no summoner spells for a lot of the team fight damage that Dignitas are bringing. And Echo Fox are slowly taking out, cooldown after cooldown.
40 seconds on cleanse. That will come up before Keith's next Enchanted Crystal Arrow, but it's enough to force the rest of the team away.
They have to flash.
Looking just for the solo kill on the Mountain Drake, and that won't be an issue. Top lane 2-2 picked off by Frog and split pushing, and Echo Fox playing this game right.
Yeah, and Team Dignitas, they're the ones that haven't been able to find an area, for Someday to teleport in. If they don't get Someday, coming in with a surprise flank, a surprise flash, twisted advance to keep someone in place, it's going to be very difficult for them to actually dictate the pace of this game. They are not the ones in control. They're kind of at the whim of Echo Fox at the moment. Yeah. So in order to change that scenario, they need to fight this vision war with everything they have. Sneak one in the backside for Someday to actually turn something around. It's going to be even more difficult though now that Keen doesn't have flash to get off a good Cassiopeia ultimate.
It's true. You're right. The team fight playmaking not certainly as easy. At least for the vision control, they have the double sight stone. Once again, Chaser has gone with the green smite, so the wards can be added. But you're right, fighting for that's going to be hard.
Definitely impressive here. Echo Fox, they took so much heat in game number 1, but game number 2, a lot of control, and they have all the tools right now to actually press this and get another pick. If they continue to get that split going before moving over to moving on the vision. Actually, Scuttle Crab here. No way you can kill our Scuttle Crab, so they're actually just trying to push up and take down the red quadrant wards.
Courtesy of Chaser, took it away from, I believe it was Froggen trying to last hit that. But it's still this 8,500 gold. The Echo Fox have the gold, they have the wards. You can see them killing these things off constantly. Looking to take over the map.
And they are looking for, Someday to be that point man, and he's trying to find his way in. Unable to do so, as Dignitas forced the issue around mid lane. Will Echo Fox try and flank? They have the angle here.
Arrow hits Lot, he jumps away. Not going to be much with the bullet time. 2 ults down, no meaningful damage. Someday rooted, doesn't matter.
Oh, Echo Fox actually 2 ultimates used there. That's a really big part. They cannot take a 5-on-5 now. Dignitas, they actually did not use anything in evading that attempted fight there from Echo Fox. It was kind of a half-hearted fight, it looks like. And without that, I think they have to cede this turret, because even down this much gold, you really don't have tools to get past the front line.
Looks like it's not going to happen right now. Team Dignitas have to pull back. 35 and 50 seconds respectively on Enchanted Crystal Arrow and bullet time.
Have ulti.
All right, back in for Chaser after healing up.
Cooldown on Ash Arrow is super low though, so Team Dignitas actually, they may be thinking this Ash Arrow still down, but it's coming right back up. As you said, a few more seconds here, and Keith might get another shot. Froggen's heading down the river.
Well, it's not going to be for this wave until the tail end of it. see, okay, Froggen's gonna pull the ulti. They're gonna go for the play right here. Can they find it? Lot has to arcane shift back. Look at the damage output onto him. Hits him for more, nearly gets picked off. And now it's Sunday in the front line up against Gate. A lot of HP lost in Misfortune, has to get away. True shot barrage, not gonna land, but Froggen picks off Big Special. 1 for 0 to Echo Fox, and not gonna find anyone else to kill, but they have blown some summoners and done plenty of damage.
Yep, successful pick there. Arrow does land. Froggen gets into the side there. Really good flank. He gets the gold card onto Lod, taking out so much threat here, forces them back. They only get 1 kill out of it, though. You can see how hard they have to work for every inch with this type of comp, even with the lead they're running. Gate is so chunked out that they can't even do anything with that extra kill.
He's gonna go for the ward kill, and he's not in danger, so he gets to walk away with his life, but yeah, it is scary stuff right here.
Yeah. All right, let's take another look. Froggen comes in on the Ghost, goes for the gold card, nails it in the follow-up here. Ash Arrow does land as well, but you know, someday he goes in to protect. The bouncer here screens for them. Froggen does find that kill on the other side, taking Onyx Special in the combo with his Lich Bane. But again, it's back to the same old story here. Dignitas fighting to get vision.
Woo. Rapid fire cannon at work. Froggen hits him from across the screen.
Yeah. He's able to use it to get the gold card picks here. So much effort put into this, though, for Echo Fox. And again, once you get up to the inhibitor turret line, it's so much more difficult to get rewards from your split push. Trying to move up the waves is really just to set up these plays where you want to pick off the enemy team inside the red quadrant, leading up to Baron. And Gate gets chunked a little bit.
Just over 1,000 health left on the Misfortune support, and it's still the fight for Baron control, but these wards keep getting dropped down by Team Dignitas. There's always a red health bar in that pit.
Time is working in the favor of Team Dignitas. They're trying to catch up in gold, catch up in levels, so that they can answer this. And Echo Fox, not going to let them have any more time here. They force the Baron.
Control ward. Okay, that's going to be Sweeper spotting the ward out, but Chaser wants to wait around. Ulti pump by Twisted Fate. Do they have the opening? Oh, they've got a special, I think, down on the bottom side? No, looks like he's going to be okay with Keen bodyguarding.
Yeah, doesn't quite go for it there. Again, being pretty hesitant because Echo Fox know if they make a blunder here, it could go back very quickly. Looper getting snared up.
Caught up, taking a lot of punishment down. Dropped below half HP. Got the Morellonomicon debuff on him as well. Chunked even lower. Chaser can't quite find it. Actually, I take it back. It was Executioner's calling. It was Laud that cut his healing down, but that is a significant part of Looper's health.
And a significant summoner expenditure from Team Dignitas with Keen blowing both. So again, we keep talking about, oh yeah, teamfight comp here, Dig, teamfight comp. Yeah, you know, Maokai frontline is a big part of it, but so is the mobility and the safety of this Cassiopeia with the Cleanse Flash now down. A bit of that is reduced.
Gate has his big CDR build in. Black Cleaver's done. That'll help Keith quite a lot, who has not gone for a tank shredding build. He's still getting his critical strike chance. That'll actually help quite a lot at picking off Someday and Chaser. That's actually a pretty important item buy. You can see the damage that they're actually able to do. And that is Someday with significant magic resist.
Froggen goes back in, rapid fire cannon!
That's flash forced off the tank and 30 HP remaining as he regens back out. Echo Fox able to play this right.
He does have teleport, so Echo Fox, again, they're slowly getting cooldown, small advantage here, poking out here. But really, they need to break it open with that big Baron play. Keep on saying, yeah. Oh, Keen, no summoners!
No way of getting out, but no one's in range to kill him, so why even bother casting it if the hit means nothing?
Froggen had his ultimate up at that point, or did it just come off cooldown?
It's a close timing regardless.
Yeah. Usually you want to combo those two, because here's the thing. You get your pick, and you get vision to see if it's worth going for it, right? You can see all the enemy team, and then maybe go for you know, the gold card stun, maybe not.
End result is an Ocean Drake picked up now for Echo Fox. They've controlled these the last few times in a row. And again, Double Mountain means they can absolutely rush down a Baron without problems. If they win a team fight, they will eviscerate the base. See if they can combo all this together, though.
Another thing worth mentioning, the timer, you know, we keep, you know, prefacing each team fight with, Froggen is capping out right now. He's almost at his full build, and part of his full build is including this rapid fire cannon, which is has its drawbacks, right? You get your long-range gold card for these repeated gold card picks and these chunks. However, your in-fight damage, oh, he got the chunk, doesn't matter.
Vision War finally succeeding into something, and now Chase are going to be locked up by Froggen. Gold card
another
comes
one.
off. Stun's going to be there, slow to add on, and as soon as that comes back up, Chaser's not long for the world. 2 for 0 picked up. No jungler means no smite fight. Echo Fox can go for Baron if they want it.
Patience here from Echo Fox finally pays off. Froggen pulls the trigger again. Now is gotta be the time they break it open. Huge gold lead backed by a Baron buff at this point should be the key for them getting inside of the base.
All right, it's on to Lod. Nope. Too early. True shot barrage. Not going to be close in this one. There's the pickup on a Baron Nashor. Went down to 40, but still went through to Acadian. And this is everything Echo Fox needs. 11,000 up with a Baron buff. They should be able to close out game 2. Mystique Special just instantly popped. Gate somehow managed to scumbag the kill.
Froggen able to use the second activation there, and the slow from Misfortune Make It Rain ensured that they did get another one off of that. Now, here we go. Moment of truth, Freak.
Yep.
Baroned up split push. Can Echo Fox make this happen? Dignitas, the options are dwindling. You know, they have to just pull the trigger and go for that at their inhibitor turrets. I think this last outer, you might want to let go there and hope to make your stand at your inhibitor turrets instead. Someday is, you know, approaching that level 18, and there he goes. He just gets it now. Guardian Angel, crucially, isn't finished yet, though.
Makes him a lot easier to kill. Flashless for 2 minutes as well. And this is the final stand for Team Dignitas. Can they defend the inhibitor? Acadian pulls aggro. Someday dodging away from Never Move. No major chunks being dealt yet, but you can see Echo Fox wanting to keep everyone together here for mid. The Acadian inside the base.
So many poke zones here. Someday pulls the trigger, they go on Acadian, they snag him.
Grounded, oversteps his bounds. He should have left so much sooner and didn't expect Someday to catch him out. That is a huge misplay that just gave away the advantage. 45-second pause on Echo Fox's push.
Acadian is going to be so hard on himself after this. You talked about the vlog he released, about the late game issues. Oh no, you say so many times, oh, they've got all this poke, the AoE cone from Kha'Zix, the AoE cone from Ashe, the Misfortune Zone. They're poking him down with the Baron buff around the turret, but he gets snared. Someday, the man for Dignitas catches him out, and they put a stop to the Baron.
Yeah, and it was flashless too. Like, you can see this coming. Acadian, a mistake he's better than making, but it happens here. And look, it doesn't end the game. It's still this 12,000 gold lead. Echo Fox can go back for it again later, but it delays them again.
Oh man,
Lots dead.
There we go. All right, Froggen able to equalize here as he takes out the AD carry. Back on track. Everybody back to pushing. See if they can get there.
And Froggen again! Dead as well. Froggen, 2 straight solo kills, losing his life, but you know what? I think he's going to be okay with this one. Acadian's back alive, and it's a 4v3 on the map as they walk in.
Baron buff still alive here. Froggen saving the push for Echo Fox, and they should be able to get the inhibitor turret off of it.
Showing Keith and Gate how it's done. Here's how you kill a bottom lane. Kill him to separate him and pop the Destiny. Mid inhibitor down. Echo Fox finally cracked the base.
All right, they cracked it. They got one inhibitor down. Froggen, though, is not there, and he's such a big part. He's the full build TF. He has death cap completed. That's how he's comboing this squishy bottom lane. But, you know, without him, Team Dignitas are going to be able to stabilize and farm up the minions. The Elder Dragon is Echo Fox's hope for their pressure. That's the only thing that they can use to draw Dignitas out of the base. Froggen, just the seasoned veteran here, looking for those fog of war, sneaky plays, walks in again. He's got the move speed, he had the extra range, instantly goes for number 2 here. And even though he goes down, Keen flashed for that. So he got 2 kills, plus the flash out of the Cassiopeia.
He burned his own flash and ghost. I wouldn't say it was amazing. In retrospect, probably should have gone for the kill.
It got them an inhibitor!
I would say Froggen, especially being alive, would be a better situation. I mean, you're right. I love the hype too.
You say take your winnings at just killing Lod, because that was
take your winnings there and then capitalize with the rest. Either way, can't harp on him too much. His first death of the game, 100% KP for Froggen, the Michael Jordan of the team. And in Echo Fox's, Rick Fox's words, look, finally landing those 3s.
Well, let's see if they can keep this up, because the Elder Dragon, again, that's their huge tool. Their huge lever that they need to use to get inside. At the moment, pushing up, you want to push up the top plus the bottom, and you can draw back and look for another arrow. Oh, canceled teleport now.
Okay.
That's a big, big cooldown here for Dignitas, and Froggen takes that opportunity.
Yeah, this is big. Froggen can join and someday can't if they ever go for a team fight. As long as it doesn't get canceled. And look, he walks super far back and says, I can Destiny threaten. Do we want to 5v4 this? Right now the answer is no. Froggen clears the wards, make sure he can't be seen by Xpecial cheekily redemptioning him or something. You watch those games.
Who's going to go up here? Nobody can answer Froggen at the moment. Too fast. Someday's going to try and clear, but Froggen, one Lichbane blue card.
That's 40% of HP right there. Do that 2 more times, that turret's dead.
And there it is. That's that next step we talked about. They're going to draw back to this Elder Dragon. That's how you draw him out. Should be able to take this in combat power of the extra true damage backed by 3 elemental drakes. He's definitely going to add a huge amount of damage to all of those poke abilities we mentioned. Now all that Fox have to do is not get someone picked off again. Slowly they can wear them down with the 1-4 split push and poke spam.
And that poke with a, what is it, 180 damage, like true damage dot after landing a shot, like this is going to be pretty menacing.
So this 4-man squad needs to play pretty safe because Dignitas know they're cooped up. They have to make that flash play before Fox are able to whittle them down. And that's the story of the game. It's been slowly but surely Fox.
Yeah.
Froggen pops the Destiny here to check position.
Beautiful by Someday. That was a very tight timing. W's instant cast dodges the gold card with Twisted Advance onto a minion at practically melee range.
Volley lands on the Law. That's going to chunk him down a little bit. Starts healing up here, though. Froggen comes over, and they're going to chunk down the turret.
Down to about half. Of course, backdoor bonus makes it take a long time to kill. It gets an automatic 2/3 damage reduction and is immune to true damage when there's no minions nearby. So the actual Mountain Drakes turn off when it's got backdoor bonus on. Red buff turns off as well, essentially.
Froggen back to top lane duty. Returns the split push. He doesn't have his ultimate now, so he's just going in for the cheeky blue card.
See these minions. Froggen's arch nemesis loves killing him. Continues to do so. Highest farm in the game by a lot.
Farm's not going to do anything else for him, though.
No.
As we said, he is fully capped out. You know,
Yeah.
max level, max build. Doesn't get any more powerful. Actually gets weaker as the elemental buff there from Elder Dragon falls off. Luckily for them, you know, Baron
40
coming right
seconds left.
back up, though.
Right, that's gonna just segue right into the next one. They'll have 30 seconds roughly of, oh, that's goodbye. Yeah, that's just gone. Immediately he drops down to the Lichbane blue card. And this will overlap. Baron is alive. Temporarily triple Mountain Drake thanks to the Elder Dragon buff.
Good test here for Team Dignitas. As far as the communication and the late game shot calling goes, you know, as we said, that was one area we're looking for them to improve on as well. One of the most difficult things is to play against these split pushing team comps, and Froggen is executing it very well. So good exercise here. We'll see if they can make something happen at this Baron, because Froggen is still split pushing and will take his toll. 2 exposed inhibitors. Someday's teleports back up though, so still have to watch about that all-in play.
Echo Fox didn't really play the ward game as well as they were the other 20 minutes into this game. Not gonna land onto Xpecial. Keen taking a bit of punishment and a hit Looper. Pops his shield. Bullet time gets Keen even lower down to 800 HP. They're gonna walk away. Acadian wants in. Froggen on the side. They're gonna look for a little bit here. Gonna get the root on it too. Xpecial drops right away. Chaser maybe next up on the menu. But out they go. 5v4 on the map. Froggen injured though. Might have to recall.
Someday didn't teleport in there, so they didn't have a front line. Everyone's trying to take evasive maneuvers here and survive themselves.
Oh, Lod goes for the big play and he gets his solo kill. Posthumous assist goes over to Xpecial as well thanks to the plants earlier on. And once again, Echo Fox delayed. Have to wait.
They didn't cover every corridor. There's that small upper corridor in the red quadrant jungle. Lod walks right up, seeks out Froggen, takes the shot, and takes down the captain.
Goes down with the ship for now, but it's going to come back afloat in 35 seconds.
See, that small pocket.
Sweeper.
Chaser's got the sweeper. Lod's got red buff, so he has full confidence going into this.
A late flash by Froggen. He took the Q.
It's these small picks.
Yeah.
that mean the difference between team fight comp building up in power and catching up to the pick. Uh-oh, there's the pick!
What's special? Gonna drop once again. Keith gets the kill on that one. The arrow made it happen. And Caden's got to run away. He's pretty injured on this one. Mob pops. One more shot from Lod will do it. It's a 1-for-1, but look at the damage on Nakeen. Gate is the real carry. Takes one down, and Chaser now overextended. Got nowhere to go. Quick kill picked up. Make that 3-for-1. Echo Fox have all of the kills they need to win this game.
Froggen wasn't even back up yet. That was a huge ultimate from Keith. The Ash arrow really landing when it matters. Like, Special goes down first, and as Dignitas try and recover from that, they give up 2 more kills. This should be at least double inhibitor.
And it seemed like the Special had flash up because it is now, and maybe it was down for those few seconds, but face tank and an arrow made it harder for him. Double inhib take going to be an easy one now for Echo Fox.
Yeah, we got to see a replay to see if that flash was up, because if it was, that is a game-losing pick right there.
Yeah, one that was almost out of hand anyway, but still a mistake you don't want to make in this game. Turrets dropping fast. Something going to start the fight. Special back alive, looking for the kill on the gate. Misfortune, not the true carry, but still a good damage source, and Froggen picks up one more. Someday next up on the chopping block, and he's going to be firewood soon enough. They're waiting for the presents. They want some gold for Christmas. The myrrh, the frankincense, there he goes. Got everything they needed.
They're actually fighting him out of the base here. As Keen is now up, they can't end the game, so we are in for a bit more time at least.
All right, how'd they go then? Despite 2 being dead, Special and Sunday missing their lives, Acadian was still inside the base, respawning, and well, there's still some temporary time to go for this Baron.
All right, we take stock of the revive timers here. Someday will come up at the same time as Froggen, and Someday still has teleport. Take a look at this arrow though. Okay,
that's
so
fog. That's forgivable.
Really hard to flash that. Like, that is very little reaction time. So you can give him a gimme on that, but Lod actually didn't hit his ultimate on Acadian, so it took a little longer to kill him. Probably wouldn't mean the difference there, as Chaser was pretty deep anyway, and they were going to give up a lot of territory after that pick. But yeah, that arrow almost point blank there, so yeah. Nails the Zyra.
You get like an 1/8 of a second. Like, humans actually can't react that fast once they see the arrow. It's just, our brains aren't quite that good. So 16,000, I mean, it's been such a slow grind for Echo Fox. When you contrast to the first game, Dignitas able to close it out in under 31. Echo Fox haven't given them the real openings. They're playing it really risk averse, and they will still almost definitely close this one out. It's just, it's been a slog.
Yep, now they've got a lot of extra pressure though. 2 lines of super minions, Baron is up, they have all the options. Arrow, gold card. Gold card does land, arrow not fired.
Chaser wasn't exactly the best target anyway. Keen was there to defend him and had cleanse if anything went wrong. Arrow this time onto Chaser, and they this time around have the damage up, but overextends, and Keith picks him off in the end.
There it is. Now there's no jungle. They can easily take this Baron. Use Baroned up super minions to go end the game.
Yes.
And finally claim that Nexus.
Lod ulted already. Not going to get the steal. Nicely played. Acadian's going to do like about 1,400 damage with just the Q with the double Mountain Drake. So no problems here. And it's time to close out the game, Echo Fox. This should be the game-winning push for real this time. It's a 19,000 gold lead. Baron buff onto 5. Double inhibitor down. There's nothing more you can ask for.
Yeah, completely changes the series here. As this was almost the reverse scenario of game number 1. You know, Team Dignitas took away a lot of Fox's options, and it looked like they were not proactive at all. But this time around, Dignitas have no power here to try and combat Echo Fox's final push.
You have no power here, says Froggen amidst his beard and years of wisdom. The flash for Keith. Looks for Keith, can't get it. Acadian, though, nearly dropping out. One shot will do it, but they can't land the last auto attack. And the power! the power is on. They paid the bill, and turns out the lights still work.
He didn't kill anybody, and his flash is now down, but that was a close look.
But hey, 3.5 minutes of Baron buff. 1 minute ticked away already. And the items are still coming in. Froggen was full build 18 minutes ago. There's just an empty item slot right now in Keen's inventory. I had to look to make sure I wasn't misseeing something. He just got a full item still to buy. There is space above their heads. There's vaulted ceilings here for Team Dignitas. They can grow. And at a certain point, you lose one team fight. Dignitas wins anyway. If they're full build, they can run it all the way down the base. They've killed 0 turrets, by the way. There's a lot to do.
Look at the top one's a little bit weak, but They have still not taken a single turret in the game. Echo Fox kept up the pressure. They've only had a couple missteps. Yeah, they did have, you know, Acadian got caught. They had a couple of people getting picked, but they've kept up the pressure.
Froggen grounded briefly. Back into the siege for the top lane turret.
Dignitas got to move. They have super minions coming in, and Baron is up. They got to go.
They find Acadian once again. True Shot Barrage across. Stranglethorns get just a knock about a Looper, who's the tankiest member on the team, and just not losing HP fast enough. A great bullet time finds Chaser for a lot of damage. Sunday almost gone as well, and Keen down to 500. This is a lot of damage, and it means that Echo Fox can finally take down the top lane inhibitor.
3 inhibitors down, and they're teleporting Looper back in. This should be it.
Yeah, it's mid inhibitor back up. Inhibitor going to be following shortly. Baron buff timing out in a minute. They've still got waves to play with. There's the chase in for Sunday. Look for Froggen. They've picked off the Twisted Fate. Into the back line towards the special. Can't quite do the damage, but Looper does get the hit. It's a double kill already for Echo Fox. Make that a triple as a 2 come in for Keith. Sunday has lost his life, and Looper into the back lines he goes. Look for Acadian to get that last little bit done. Lod can't keep it alive, and finally the game will be ended. Keith with a triple. It's the bot lane left alive. The double marksman to win the game. Echo Fox tie up the series 1-1, staying in control the whole time.
7, 0, and 8 for Keith, not dying a single time. Neither of the bot lane members died in this game, and they're finally able to close it out before 50 minutes. So tense when you do have a comp like that that can fall apart if you lose a big team fight and give away a bunch of kills. But when they did give away kills, they cut their losses at only a kill or 2, and they were able to retreat.
Yep. Fairly clean, risk-averse game from Echo Fox. Still got to see more about what they can do when the games are closer, but they certainly snowballed the early game well, and that a comp that could back them up from that lead. Split push them, keep them separated across the map. Froggen can ult in once in a while. The picks were there finally, and Echo Fox had a mid-game to be happy about.
Froggen and his rapid-fire cannon Twisted Fate.
Yep.
So many crucial picks. Right when you felt like they were stalling out and they were starting to lose momentum, he kept coming up with the big plays.
Yeah.
And that's why he's on the team. You know, this is why they formed it around him. These are the types of things they are looking for him, you know, all season long. And Echo Fox strike back. They even up the series here with Team Dignitas.
And when we asked about top laners and who's good, we start pretty quickly overlooking Looper, but he neutered Sunday in this game. The Swain and a Maokai, I haven't seen much of, pretty much at all. There was a Swain pick in the NA Challenger series.
Gotta watch more Quas.
And well, Quas won despite doing badly on the Swain game. He was like 0-4-2, but Looper, after level 6, smashed the laning phase, got complete control, and then had some good mid-game fights to have. So, hey, I was good to see it happen.
Jungle was mid and advantageous matchup, but you know he does deserve the credit for the bullying.
Yeah, the bullying did well. We'll give you credit for this one for Looper. But hey, a good game win for Echo Fox, tying up the series. And now for a deeper dive into that one, let's hand it off to our analysts.
Thank you very much, Freak. Echo Fox striking back here, taking us to a game 3 against Dignitas. And let's look at how they did it. Crafting a composition around Froggen in the mid lane.
Right, and I think that's really the key of it because they have the Swain topside counter pick, less so for, you know, Looper to go off on someday, but more so to combo in with the TF, where now you have the option to go topside with a carry, you can snowball, things like that. And overall, I really like their draft. They're getting the MF counter pick. It's something that we haven't seen a ton. Overall, we've seen people opting often not even to deal with that, but I'm glad to see that Gate played it this game, was able to help them get the advantage bot lane, which is ultimately how they broke the game open later on.
Right.
So overall, the comp made a lot of sense to me, where they have a lot of winning matchups, and then the TF who can go and influence them.
Exactly. I really like that the bot lane is that supportive Ashe MF. They can just fire the arrow, the MF ultimate over the top of the team fight with the Executioner's calling to make sure that you know, the healing is nerfed on the side of the Maokai team, but really you're looking at Acadian and Froggen as those primary damage dealers and the assassins in that split push setup. You know, and with that, of course, requires Acadian to go mid, put that focus mid, and actually get Froggen ahead. That's how they find their success.
Right, that first blood was really important. Basically frees up Froggen a little bit more in the lane, gets him an early advantage, because he was targeted a little bit by Chaser as well early. So the fact that Acadian kind of evens that matchup up is very important. And then the big thing, of course, is that bot lane dive that broke the game open at like 13 minutes in.
Yeah, 13 minutes in, 2 for 0 for Fox on a turret dive in the bot lane. We'll take a look at that in just a moment to kind of see how they got themselves this initial lead.
Right, and so like we said, the MF is basically giving them priority in this lane. Usually it's the Zyra with priority here. They're able to open up, like you said, just arrow, ult on top. Froggen comes in, nice flash over the ult from Xpecial to be able to finish him off. And then, funny enough, they finish the turret off, ignore Law, and then kill him. Turret's a bigger threat at that point than an exhausted Ezreal. So good decision making by them to finish the turret off. And then once that opens up the map, that's where I want to touch on Froggen's build with the rapid fire cannon, because it's not something we've seen a ton. Keen went the other way with a more team fight oriented one, but the extra range on the rapid fire build plays really well into how Echo Fox generally plays. They're not the most super coordinated team fight team. You see here, there's a little indecision, does Looper go in, not go in, stuff like that. But the fact that Froggen's able to keep getting picks and giving them these easier setups and like the really clean, you know, Messiah plays that you often see, that build with the rapid fire cannon just makes the plays easier to do, as well as helps with split pushing. Froggen was constantly split pushing this game, and the extended range helps take Ceres down in front of a tank like Someday was on.
Yeah, I think this is the most intelligent setup that Fox has had for a game in terms of champion select for exactly that reason. You know, they're looking at Froggen to be the playmaker, the guy who can make the picks, and when a gold card lands, you know who your target is, right? There's no more discussion that really needs to happen between the team around what are we doing. If we're in a 4-1 split and we're waiting for that TP or that TF ult to the team, that's all we have to do. And when he pulls the trigger, we go. My question would be, will Echo Fox have strategies to win when the TF isn't allowed to go over, or when the TF is not ahead?
Right, that's the question, because like I was saying, it is a great pick for the Echo Fox team where there's not as much coordination needed. It's kind of like, you know, Froggen, go take this pick and go do some stuff with it, and as long as you're getting your work done, we're going to win the game, especially when you get an early game lead like they did. So the concern is, you know, now that we're flipping Dig back on the blue side, they can just target out the TF very easily, and then what else do they have? Because we haven't seen much from the team aside for Acadian being a constant threat on every jungler.
Yeah, I mean, we had Looper on that, Swain in the top lane, and yes, he had a handle of the lane phase for the most part, but that doesn't mean that Someday didn't get farmed. I mean, he was matching Froggen in those side lane 1v1s during the split pushing just fine, and he got to that tanky state. So again, still, unless Froggen seems to do something with the early advantages that Acadian helps him create, it doesn't seem like Echo Fox has more than one tool in their toolbox to win with.
Right, you're concerned like, all right, you know, Froggen ends up on a more traditional carry. Let's say Acadian has a good early game, but can they win normal team fights where it's not just pick off, pick off, pick off? That's the big problem that they're facing.
All right, but that said, this game was on Froggen's shoulders, and he carried it to the end. So player of the game goes to him on this TF. For, you know, I think one of the cool things about it, too, is the fact that he does innovate on his build. I mean, whether or not anyone else out there thinks that the rapid fire is the right purchase, it is at least serving the purpose that he's buying it for, which is those engages and the picks entirely.
Right, and as well as the turret damage. A little shout out also to Keith. I think he basically won that last team fight for them. Froggen got picked early, and he played it pretty well to be able to clean people up, and good to see him hopefully turning it around a little bit.
All right, well, the series is all tied up, but only one rather can claim the win. Meet us back here for Game 3 of Dignitas versus Echo Fox.